Hey, welcome back everybody. So we're going to talk about changing a flush handle today. Now these are basically all the same. The only big difference you're going to find is some of them are going to be side mount and some of them are going to be front mount. So when you go to purchase a new one, you're going to need to purchase a side mount if you need a side mount, and you're going to need to purchase a front mount if you need a front mount. Or you can do like I do. As a handyman, I need to be fast, I need to have inventory, and I need to not have every single itty-bitty little nuanced piece of inventory, so I like to buy universal fit stuff. So I use some universal fit flush handles here. In fact, I'll grab my kit and show it to you. Okay, so this is my kit right here, and the idea of this kit is that when I'm working on a toilet, it doesn't matter what the job is. If it's a job on a toilet, then 90% of the time, this kit is going to cover everything I need. There's always going to be the 10% of stuff that's different, but 90% of the time, this kit should just be the one and only kit that I take in to work on a toilet. It has all the parts, all the materials, and I should just be in and out. So first, in the very top, in terms of tooling, we've got a very large common slotted screwdriver. We've got a very large Phillips screwdriver. I believe that would be a number 3 bit. And then we've got a standard Phillips screwdriver. Over here in this bin, this is our tank to bowl seal and bolt kit. So this is the kit for fixing everything that seals up the tank being connected to the bowl. We also have all of these 3 right here, plus this one. These are all the caps that go over the bolts down here on the floor where it mounts to the floor, just to cover up those exposed bolts. We have some Liquilock. Now what you do is you pour this into the tank or into the bowl, either one. When you pour these in, these are going to absorb all of the water. It's almost like the stuff that's in a baby's diaper, I think. It just sucks all that water up, locks it in place, and the biggest use for that is so that you don't make a mess when you're swapping a toilet out or moving a toilet around, especially when you're getting the toilet out of the bathroom and out of somebody's house. You don't want water sloshing out, so you're going to pour all of this in first, and that's going to keep that from happening. We also have just a little chain. This is the chain right here that just simply connects the flush lever to the flapper. We've got some latex gloves. If you're allergic to latex, use nitrile or vinyl, but I'm not allergic to latex. I prefer those gloves. Little scrubber just to stay clean and get stuff off the floor. We've also got a 5-in-1 scraper, also mostly for the sake of getting stuff off the floor like old caulk. This may also help you break the toilet seal free from the floor if it is in fact caulked to the floor. Got a pair of channel locks. This is almost the only tool you really need on here half the time. And then a crescent wrench. So that's what we've got in the top. Let me show you what we've got in the bottom as well. So in the bottom, we have 2 flush handles right here. We've got basically a silver one and a white one. Those are going to cover you 99% of the time. We've also got a nice little bulk of rags. We've got some garbage bags. 1 new supply line. We've got our caulk, and this is going to be premium adhesive sealant. It is white. Do pay attention if you buy these DAP ones in the red tubes. You can have a red tube, and it's going to be white caulk that comes out, but if this says clear up here, your white caulk is going to dry clear. But I always keep this with me in the kit. Of course, you're going to need a wax ring or a foam ring, whatever kind of ring it is that you need, but if you have a ring that's not sealing, you're going to need one of those in here. And the good old-fashioned universal fill valve and flapper kit. And this teeny tiny little hacksaw. This is for hacking off the top of the bolts when you put a new toilet in. Now most of the new bolts, they are going to have some seams on them, so you can just snap them off with pliers. But just in case you don't have those seams and you can't snap it off with pliers, just a nice little hacksaw kit is going to help you cut those bolts off so that you can put the covers on. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how to swap this out. And it's pretty simple. In fact, let's go ahead and move this to where you can see it. So guys, these are super simple. There's not much to know. There's a chain from the handle down at the bottom of the chain that's going to connect to the flapper with some sort of little hook assembly. And then up at the top, same thing. There's going to be a little hook assembly that attaches from there to your flush handle. So you can just disconnect the chain from your flush handle, drop it down in there. And then the one thing you really need to know, this is the main thing you need to know. These are reverse threaded. So you're not, normally you would spin this to the left as you're facing it from your side. You'd spin this counterclockwise to take it off, but not on a toilet flush handle. You're going to need your channel locks, and you're just going to grab this plastic nut here, and you're going to go as if you're tightening it, clockwise. And then once you get it loosened just a little bit, you can typically just take it all the way off by hand, slide that nut all the way off. You can slide this all the way out, and then you take your new one, whether it's a universal fit that you're going to have to adapt or whether it's just one that's just like what you already have. And all you got to do is just slide that right back in there. I will show you actually real quick. I will show you there's a square right here, and there's a square hole on the side of the toilet. So behind the threads on this is a square-shaped piece of plastic that's going to fit inside that square-shaped hole. So when you slide this in, you just want to make sure that you line it up in such a way that when the square slides in, as it is right now, this handle is basically horizontal like this. And then you can take your nut, slide it back over the handle, and then remember, again, this is reverse threaded, so you're going to turn it counterclockwise to tighten it back on. And then you're just going to take your channel locks and lock that down. Just a couple extra turns at most, just about like that. You can take your chain with your hook now, hook the chain with the hook back into there, and now we have a working toilet that flushes. So the process I just showed you, it works with both the side mount and the front mount. Exact same process. There is no difference. And really the only tool you're ever going to need on these is just a pair of channel locks for changing out these flush handles here. Super simple job. Diving into the pricing as always, this is a $125 job, and that's $125 plus materials. My trip fee is $125. It's a quick enough job. I don't need to charge more than the trip fee. And I always, like I said, with my kit back here, I always have my kit. It always has my spares in it. It always has the tools in it. So I show up to the house, grab my kit, go inside, and I am on my way back out the door 10 minutes later for $125. Do the math. It's an insanely profitable job. The only real difference is how much time did you spend driving to the property. Now, if y'all want to dive deeper into my pricing, I do have some documents you can download. If you go to the bottom of the description of this video or any of my videos, there's going to be a link for my free business documents. Within those documents, there's going to be two related to pricing that you'll find useful. One is called a jobs list with pricing. This is more of a jobs list than the pricing part, but there is some pricing that goes along with that. And then the other one is my custom line items. It's a CSV file, and what that is all of my custom line items where I've laid out specific pricing and specific job descriptions for my personal descriptions within my jobber account that I actually use in my business. I've downloaded those out of my account. You can download them from me, and you can upload my jobber line items into your jobber account, so that you can actually just have mine already to where you can just click on them and add a quantity and send your invoice or your estimate or whatever you're using them for. I also do webinars if you want to watch how to do that. My webinars are typically every Saturday. Sometimes they're on Sundays. They're all free. And I do my webinars within the Jobber software. That's where I'm going to show you how to create jobs, how to write estimates, how to write invoices, etc. And just sort of how I do my admin workflow for all of my jobs. I do those free webinars once a week. So if you would like a free trial of Jobber so you can come to the webinar and follow along, or if you want to use my custom line items, you can get that free trial of Jobber by clicking on a link in the description here. And if you use my link, you'll get 20% off for the first 6 months. And finally, if you guys have any questions about any of this, please feel free to comment. I answer all the comments. Or you can feel free to email me at bulletproofhandymanbusiness@gmail.com. I try to answer every single email. Otherwise, I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it, and I will see you on the next one.